injustice. This is because Allah Azza wa Jalla gives you everything that you have, everything that you are, everything that makes you who you are. Then you turn around and you give ibadah, worship, to another man, or to a law, or to a government, or to an idol. Whatever the idol is. Of course, the idols take different shapes. Nowadays, in the past, they used to worship idols made of stone and wood, and now they worship different idols, just not as primitive and as tribal, let's say, as they were. صفاتهم الخلقية. We looked at some of their physical attributes. Allah Azza wa Jalla called them in the Quran kiram barara, honorable, righteous. Prophet ﷺ said that الذي يقرأ القرآن وهو ماهر فيه مع الكرام البررة. He who reads Quran and he is skilled in it, and he has learned how to read the Quran, he applies the Quran, he reads it from his heart, is in the level of the kiram bara, the honorable righteous, meaning that with the angels. They have haya, and haya is often translated into shyness or into these words that do not really transmit the meaning of it in Arabic. Haya, they say, هو خلق يبعث على اجتناب القبيح والإتيان بالجميل. It's an attribute, it's something in the heart that makes you do the right thing and shun away from bad things. Innately, we're not talking about knowledge here. We're talking about you shunning away from things that are not suitable for good people. So this is haya, and of course the Prophet ﷺ, as in Muslim, Bukhari, many other sources, he was sitting in the house of Aisha and his thighs were exposed, and Abu Bakr came in, the beloved companion, and he did not change his position. He still was lying down with his thighs uncovered. And then Umar went in, and the Prophet ﷺ remained the same. Then Uthman asked permission to come, and the Prophet ﷺ sat up and he covered his thighs. When Aisha later on, of course, with the curiosity of the intelligent student, she asked him, today my father came in and he did not move, and Umar came in and he did not move, but Uthman came in and you covered your thighs. The Prophet ﷺ said, أَلَا أَسْتَحِي مِنْ رَجُلٍ. Would I not have haya? Would I not be, let's translate it into shy, would I not be shy of a man of whom the angels are shy? The angels feel shyness, and of course this is one of the greatest honors of Sayyiduna Uthman radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. The angels are sinless, they are infallible in their ibadah, they are perfect in their worship of Allah Azza wa Jalla. Allah Azza wa Jalla said in the Quran, لا يعصون الله ما أمرهم. They do not disobey Allah, whatever He asks of them, orders them. And their ibadah, their worship is consistent, it does not stop. Allah Azza wa Jalla said, يُسَبِّحُونَ اللَّيْلَ وَالنَّهَارَ لَا يَفْتُرُونَ. They exalt Him, they exalt Allah during the night and during the day, and they tire not, they do not feel tiredness. One of their attributes as well, one of their most curious attributes, is that they are harmed by that which harms the human beings in some ways. For example, they would shun away from bad smells. They can experience smells, they can smell like we do. And this is why the Prophet ﷺ said, "Man akala min hadhihi ash-shajarati al-khabitha." Whoever eats from this impure tree, meaning onions and garlic, then let him not come to our musalla, to our masjid. Let him not come to the mosque, because the angels feel discomfort, as human beings feel discomfort, or like the human beings would feel discomfort. The angels would smell the bad smell that onions or garlic would leave in a person's mouth. The angels do not enter a place that has a picture in it. If you have some pictures of anything that has a soul in your house, then be sure that the angels will not go inside. the Prophet ﷺ saw Jibreel outside his house, and when he asked him, why don't you come in? He said, there is a picture and there is a small dog inside your house. So the Prophet ﷺ chased out the dog of his house and he removed the picture. And so Jibreel alayhi salam went inside. Of course they have wings. We did say that they had wings. In the beginning of Surah, Father Allah Azza wa said, Alhamdulillah, Ja'il al-Malaikati, Dawi ajnihatin mathna wa thulath. Allah Azza wa Jal is exalting himself. And he mentions that he created the angels having many wings, 2, 3, 4, and beyond. Of course, we've seen that Jibreel alayhi salam had 600 wings. When it comes to the names of the angels, by the way, the Il at the end in ancient Hebrew means God. So Beit Il means the house of God. Also, depending on the word before Il, you can kind of make out the meaning of the name of the angel or any other name that ends with Il. So, for example, Sayyiduna Ismail means Allah has heard. Ibrahim alayhi salam wanted a son for so long, and then when Allah Azza wa Jalla gave him the son, he named him Allah has heard. Allah has heard. Jibreel or Jabra'il, and both are in Qira'at Sahiha, both are in authentic versions. It means, until now in Arabic, if someone is mujbar, someone who is compulsed to do something, made to do something against his will. So Jabr or Mujbar or Jabarut, it all has the same meaning. It's using force. And Jibreel or Jabra'il means, in this regard, God is my strength. God is my strength. And so you have Uriel, God is my fire, or many other names like Raphael, which means God is my healing or God heals, etc. Allah Azza wa Jalla gave them abilities. They have, for example, the ability to change forms, metamorphosis. Jibreel alayhi salam came in the form of Dihya al-Kalbi, one of the Sahaba. This Sahabi was particularly known for his beauty. Prophet ﷺ used to send him to the Romans. Of course, the Romans were known for their physique. Jibreel, we know from the Quran that he came to Sayyida Maryam alayhi salam in the form of a man. فَتَمَثَّلَ لَهَا بَشَرًا سَوِيًّا. He took the form of a beautiful man or of an able man. He came also to the Prophet ﷺ in the presence of his companions in the form of a man with stark black hair, wearing very white garments, in the hadith of Jibreel that we began this halaqah with. They also have this amazing ability to transport themselves, to move very quickly. Of course, we know, let's say that light is 180,000 miles a second, approximately. On the journey of Hajj, the Prophet ﷺ sat for people to give him questions, and he would answer their questions. And we know that Jibreel would go up into the throne of Allah Azza wa Jalla and be back to give the answer back to the Prophet ﷺ. Now, the amazing thing about that is that we have another hadith that says that the heavens are 7, and between each heaven there is the distance of 500 years again, 500 years. People think that this blue thing above them is what Allah Azza wa Jalla and His Messenger meant by the heavens. No, this is not the heavens. I believe that the Sama'ud Dunya, the worldly heaven, is all of the galaxies and all of the space that we know of. This is one realm, this is one heaven, and there are 7 others. Whether they are layered or they exist simultaneously, we can talk about that some other time. The fact remains that 7 heavens, between each heaven there is another, there is the distance of 500 years to cross, and Jibreel would go, after hearing the question, to the throne of Allah Azza wa Jal and back in time for the Prophet ﷺ to give the correct answer. this would suggest a tremendous, almost unimaginable speed. The angels are known for being consistent in ibadah. They do not stop ibadah. They do not tire of ibadah. Why? Because their ibadah is not like ours. We view our ibadah as a burden to rid ourselves of. But they, according to closeness, of course, the more you are close to Allah Azza wa Jal, the lighter ibadah becomes and the more enjoyable it becomes. The angels have maqamat, alayhim salam. They have ranks. They're not all the same. Allah Azza wa Jal said about them, وَمَا مِنَّا إِلَّا لَهُ مَقَامٌ مَعْلُومٌ. And every one of us has a known rank, known status. In the Sahih, Jibreel alayhi salam asks the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, مَا تَعُدُّونَ أَهْلَ بَدْرٍ فِيكُمْ? What do you consider the people of Badr amongst you? Of course, the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, they are the best of us. The people who went to Badr were about 314 or 319, let's say 319 against 1,000. It was the first battle of Islam. It was not intended. They did not know that they would face the enemy. And they held their ground and they fought well, and Allah Azza wa Jal gave them victory. And Allah Azza wa Jal prefers this battle to all of the battles that came afterwards. And so the people of Badr were considered to be the best of the Muslims. Umar radiallahu anhu used to consult them. Whenever there's something that he could not decide himself, he would gather the people of Badr. Jibreel then says, the malaika that assisted this battle are also held to be the best of the angels. Some people would ask, why did Allah Azza wa Jal only send a limited amount of angels during that battle? Why didn't He send legions and legions of angels? Why just a limited amount of angels? And Allah Azza wa Jal sent those angels to honor them. Just like Allah Azza wa Jal sent those men to that battle to honor them. It was all the choice of Allah Azza wa Jal. Imam al-Bayhaqi, in his Shu'ab al-Iman, explained that Iman in angels would mean many things, many meanings. Inshallah, we will look at these meanings the next time we will meet. قولوا قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم إن أخطأت فمن نفسي ومن الشيطان وإن أصبت فمن الله وحده جزاكم الله خيرا بارك